Thank you so much for joining us. This is Zanis News with me, Amos Zulu. We are coming to you from the mass media complex in Lusaka. Let us take a look at the top stories. Government impressed with sexual gender-based violence response committees. Zanis Zambia Correctional Services to cushion meal prices. 53rd National Jets Fair opens in Lusaka. And 3 maternity annexes constructed in Choma. And now the news in detail. Our Civic Duty Association, or CIDA, held a meeting with President Hakainde Hichilema at State House. The closed-door meeting lasted for 2 hours. And speaking to journalists after the meeting, OSIDA chairperson Teles Fompundu says the association will continue to engage President Hakainde Hichilema for mutual understanding between the association and the head of state. The former Lusaka Archbishop described the meeting he had with the president as fruitful. He added that an understanding between the two parties had been reached, noting that further, the association will now be moving at the same pace with the president. Archbishop Mpundu further assured that the association cannot do otherwise after this mutual agreement.
We were all educated, both sides. From now on, we will move a bit better. Understanding, mutual understanding is very fruitful. We cannot afford to do otherwise. Wonderful. Thank you to all of you, especially the President and his staff.
Gender Division Permanent Secretary under the Office of the President, Mainga Kabika, has commended village sexual gender-based violence response committees in Chilenge District in Luapula Province for the commitment they have shown in the fight against early child marriage and sexual gender-based violence, SGBV. Ms. Kabika commended the committees when she checked on how the Natwampane project is being implemented in the region. Here are the details.
Government, with support from the European Union, has been implementing the Natwampane project in Luapula Province. The project has seen the establishment of village sexual gender-based violence response committees. Members of these groups have shared some of their achievements from the time they started operating in 2019.
Mu mwezi mwali musango wa kufya abana abali 12 years 11 13 baufya na lebo mfya makakuli abaleo ufya bana chimbuka na ingira mukati mubwinga namo nabana mpeni kwanda 5 letalika abana na le making up shwana kuya pa kliniki na yapo kali ama nani kali ama list ya
unchende yesu ngatwa tukonke wati yali ni nebi kutina landa fake 5 almost 90%. Fair. Okutampa kuli socio-economic violence, education violence, early marriage, fya kupumana, nefya shala. So, fyali fyakaba kuno kunchende.
And Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika was in Chilenge to check on these groups. Have commended them for the work they are doing in the fight against SGBV in the district.
President benu kubala ya temwa kumfati mulea extra step awe nalaya mbebe pantu. It's not easy, it's your own time, private time, and you are putting extra time iyakuti you are not being paid for, but if you mlechita fikulu so yo mwana o mwa so o mwa filishe can end up being a doctor.
Transport remains one of the challenges which these SGBV champions continue to face as they carry out their voluntary work.
Transporting to talk what? Immediately, toilet for the work. But I'm a 124 villages, toilet in them. Support Papa West. Transport, yes. Get you which is what I went to national intuition.
Kenneth Chomba reporting for Zanis News in Chilenge District.
In a related development, the Office of the Public Protector says it will decentralize its services to more provinces by the end of the year. Office of the Public Protector Chief Administrator KB Hakalima says the institution plays an important role in ensuring that public service institutions deliver quality services to the public. Take a look.
The Office of the Public Protector plays an important role in ensuring that public service institutions deliver quality services to the public. This is why some members of the public want the services of the office to be decentralized to provinces. The Office of the Public Protector has responded to the cause and is in the process of spreading its wings to the provinces.
The common denominator between ourselves and the citizens are the vulnerable people. Vulnerable people, where do we find them? They are not only in Lusaka. They are everywhere. We have them in Chipata, we have them in Eastern, Western, all over Zambia. So our cry, which has been for a long time now, is being answered this year. This year alone, we are decentralizing to 6 provinces. We have Northwestern, we have Luapula, we have Eastern, we have Copper Belt, we have Southern Province. Those are 6 provinces we are itching to be this year. We have since signed already the accommodation contracts. We have already employed all the officers to be in those provinces. We are just working on the processes now to have those people in the provinces. This year, before December, mark my word, will be in 6 provinces. Thank you.
Members of the public are anxious to see the decentralization process of officers of the Public Protector expedited to allow public institutions access services.
This important government wing is not so pronounced. We hear of Public Protector in South Africa, those politics and so on. But here it is a bit of, but the officers here, the able officers have explained from the investigations wing, when it was called for investigations, whatever, up to Public Protector, which is a positive move. And the fact that they are also decentralizing, from Lusaka, being in Lusaka only to about 6 provinces now, which is very positive. I would encourage the public to actually visit these offices for the Public Protector, because they serve a very cardinal role in actually protecting citizens from abuses from government institutions where they work, and so where they expect services to be provided, and then the officers don't actually act accordingly.
And I think it's very important for the office to be existing in Zambia. I'm hoping that it can create a lot of visibility in terms of both the private and the public sector, and in all the provinces, so that people can have a place where they can go to and walk in and feel protected in case of any arising issues in their places of work.
The decentralization of the Office of the Public Protector will indeed increase its visibility to the public across the country. For Zanis in Lusaka, I am Sunday Warrior.
We now move to agriculture news, where the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has distributed 600 packs of wetlands farming inputs to farmers in Mufumbwe district. Patson Mulaisho has more in the following report.
Promoting the agriculture sector is one of government's priorities to diversify the economy and move it away from its over-reliance on its traditional products and exports such as copper and cobalt. One way that the government is employing is to invest in the whole year farming exercise that will supplement the rain-fed kind of agricultural practice. For such a reason, government, through the Department of Community Development, has distributed 600 packs of wetland farming inputs to 600 farmers who are expected to venture into wetland farming in the district.
We do have a stacks of fertilizer which has come into the district meant for wetland cropping under the Food Security Pack program. Mufumbwe district was allocated with 600 packs meant for 600 vulnerable but viable farmers. So today is the day when we were when we flagged off the distribution of the inputs to all the farmers in the district. So this program of wetland will be giving out fertilizer itself, as well as seed like maize seed, vegetable seed like rape, tomatoes and cabbage. So this is a wonderful program because it's aimed at reducing poverty within the shortest period of time.
During the flagging of the wetland farming inputs, Mufumbo District Commissioner encourages farmers to utilize the inputs prudently.
Next time when I come here, register presence and come out with a vote, I'll be the happiest person if all these beneficiaries tell me that you have increased your production.
Farmers appreciate government for the support.
Topela na kuitonda wilo. Gahalelo unonyi fulumende unatwanuka wanatuhane wilo wa wana. Ya mgune ngwe kumbuya muri ya mingana ngune fukuwa hachikuma. Momona ize chimboto chamize ngwatumbanga hadi lundolola shimbuka ndavula ichiputuke. Nguna kuyana na kuhaka wilo kuri ize chimboto kana.
So apeyo tsakuingira ko bisakurumburu kamwane mambo twakurishanga tuyonka wapimisha ka buffalo kapano pakwitu pako ano masaka fertilizer twasanta sana mwanereza yeba page.
Indeed, agricultural practice that supports whole farming has potential of uplifting the well-being of people in the shortest period of time. Pastor Mulasho for Zanis in Mfumbo District, Northwestern Province.
Still in agriculture news, government has started delivering farming inputs to Nsama districts ahead of the 2023-2024 farming season. Taunga Nkoma has the rest of the story.
With only a few months remaining before the commencement of the 2023-2024 farming season, government is already planning ahead of the season. It has since started delivering inputs to Nsama district of Northern Province. Nsama District Commissioner Stewart Katele says the delivery of compound D fertilizer to the district is progressing well.
baleka birokutira I think before September nishibashimuli minaba kwatu omufundo pawutira bene bayisungire October bambi okulima November babyala so tiretotera sana okutira government ile bomba naisakama n'abantu.
Nsama District Senior Agriculture Officer gives an update on the preparations for the coming farming season.
The total amount of fertilizer that we are expecting to receive as a district, D compound is 10,500, urea also is 10,500. This year, the government has also added, on top of the maize seed, they have added soybean seed, sunflower seed, sweet beans, and groundnuts. So farmers will be given a choice to choose which legume they would want to be given on top of the maize.
Taunga Nkoma for Zanis in Nsama District.
We continue with the news. Zambia National Service and the Zambia National Correctional Services, ZCS, are working towards ensuring that mealie meal is available countrywide. The two institutions are setting up more milling plants countrywide to mitigate the rising costs of the commodity on the market. We have more in the following report.
Mealie meal remains Zambia's staple food. However, in the recent past, this essential commodity has proved costly for most households, especially in the cities. In response to the presidential initiative to make maize and its byproducts accessible and affordable by all, Zambia National Service and the Zambia Correctional Service have come on board to mitigate mealie meal challenges in the country.
There won't be any shortage in terms of the mealie meal which we are producing. So we have enough mealie meal.
We have gone out there as a service on behalf of the government also to mitigate the rising prices and also the scarcity of mealie meal on the market.
The two security wings have long-term plans.
The plans are underway to open up 3 other milling plants. That is in the Eastern Province, Northwestern, and indeed Central Province.
We're opening up a milling company industry in Eastern Province, that is Petauke, and we are pretty certain that in the next few coming years we'll be one of the major players in the milling industry in the country.
Members of the public have appealed to both ZNS and the Zambia Correctional Service to flood the market with their affordable mealie meal.
A lot of people are really looking forward to having the same mealie meal as our staple food at an affordable price. So if ZNS can do much of that, I think it will be of great help for the country.
Lou Majila, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
We now move to education news. Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Joel Kamoko, says junior engineers, technicians, and scientists, JETS, enable learners to explore and discover untapped potential. Mr. Kamoko said this when he officially opened the 53rd National JETS Fair held at National Science Center in Lusaka.
Junior engineers, technicians, and scientists, JETS Club is a science body that helps inculcating better understanding of science among its members. The JETS Club helps to review the full potential of young minds to help them discover their creative potential. This is why the club is holding its 53rd National JETS Fair, which has drawn representatives from all 10 provinces. Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary for Education Services, Joe Kamoko, officially opened the JETS Fair at the National Science Center in Lusaka.
The opportunities that Zambia presents before all of us via science are diverse and abundant, ranging from the rich potential of our natural resources to the boundless horizons of technological innovation. Our nation's strategic sectors such as mining, agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism stand as gateways to transformation. You've heard our president saying we have enough of the minerals, yet we still can't take to the world finished products. We have an enabling environment. We have the job creators among you who are transforming by bringing in ideas.
National Science Center Director explains more about the fair.
With you and with your guidance, we have managed to provide officially that after this JETS Fair, like you are aware, peers, position 1, 2, and 3 are going to remain for another 2 weeks for them to interact with society and learn better and improve their projects. I think this is a very big achievement we are doing as an education sector.
And participants have expressed gratitude to the organizers and sponsors.
So JETS, I just like to thank the organizers, the National Science Center, and everyone that has participated in this, including the sponsors, for sponsoring this year's JETS Fair. And it is helping a lot of youths nowadays.
JETS is a very important activity. It helps us showcase everything we have. It improves innovations. Yes, I'm very thankful, and I know this will take me very far.
This year's JETS Fair is being held under the theme Promoting Innovation, Engineering, and Entrepreneurship, Accelerating STEM's Growth and Development. Munachwende for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, the Ministry of Education has called for engagement between schools and traditional leaders on how to acquire land for production units. Provincial Senior Education Standards Officer Guidance and Counseling, Dixon Mutonga, says the move will enable schools to produce at commercial level and contribute to the nation's food basket. We have more in the following report.
Stakeholders in the agriculture sector in Solwezi district are happy with the government's move to start equipping learners with agriculture skills through production units. Speaking during an agriculture indaba, the Minister of Education said the move will make learners appreciate agriculture while they are still young. The ministry in the region says the production units are achieving results.
The policy is meant to achieve 2 goals. One, it is to help our children learn agriculture or survival skills or entrepreneurial skills. What they learn in class, they must apply it in the practical sense.
The ministry also wants teachers to embrace farming activities.
We also want to help our teachers also get engaged in agriculture. So the teachers will usually form cooperatives, and I think they are able to mingle with you in your various communities as farmers.
And some stakeholders want emphasis to be placed on agriculture in the school curriculum.
We know that agri-PS is practical and it's demanding, but we've got a lot of irrelevant things in the syllabus. Why not remove them and then replace them with a life-saving skill? The first vocation God gave to mankind. This is it.
For Zanis News, I am Onishas Mamba in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
Kalabo District Commissioner Njamba Musangu has called on auditors to start auditing grants that have been dispersed to various schools in the district. Mr. Musangu says an audit is required so that monies do not end up in the wrong hands. Darlington Kabambe gives us more in the following report.
Kalabo District Commissioner Njamba Musangu says the Constituency Development Fund is giving the district a new shape as infrastructure development is seen in every polling station in Liwa constituency. Mr. Musangu said government is fulfilling its agenda of ensuring that development reaches all the corners of Kalabo District.
So far we have handed over about 2 houses and 2 classrooms. Together we have handed over 4. This makes the number of completed projects in Liwa constituency to 22 this year only. This is what he meant, the Republican president, when he said, I want to bring development closer to the people. And for sure, so far, we have seen that in each and every polling station, there is a project going on.
And the tour of Kalabo District Commissioner revealed the following.
I discovered that 3/4 of the heads, they are not availing their amount they are receiving per quota. All their failed teachers at their schools, they don't know how much they're getting per quota. So this shows that the monies are not in good hands. Auditors must be here also to monitor and make sure that they audit all the government funds in each and every school, including my office.
Meanwhile, Lukoko Primary School head teacher Kayombo Mutondo has expressed gratitude for a staff house constructed at the school through CDF.
Lukoko Primary School in the Liwa constituency of Kalabo District in Western Province, the effect of the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund by your government is too huge to be ignored. Today, we are all bearing witness to the magical transformational power of CDF through infrastructure development, as we have a staff house standing right before us as evidence. The construction and handing over of this house will cushion the critical shortage of accommodation at our school.
Darlington Kabambe reporting for Zanis News in Kalabo District, Western Province.
In other news, 3 maternity annexes have been constructed at a cost of over 1 million kwacha under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, in Choma District of Southern Province. Kostak Mudenda gives us more in the following report.
The presidential directive to have maternity annexes and water recreation system saw a number of health centers across the country with new infrastructure.
Choma district has 12 maternity annexes that were earmarked at the beginning of the year as per presidential directives. So what these maternity annexes are bringing is a game-changer approach, because the expected impact is a reduction in maternal mortality and morbidity. This will be done because of an increase to access to care by our women to these facilities where professionals will attend to them.
We have a total of 3 completed maternity annexes here in Choma district. Then we also have staff houses that have been constructed and also ablution blocks.
The construction of these maternity annexes have elated both the health workers and the communities.
Previously, our mothers used to deliver from the same building where we were doing our OPD services. So those who are delivering during the day were facing a lot of problems, because you'd find the people who are accessing OPD services here are listening to what is happening in labor ward.
With such facilities being in place, it really helps even avoiding some of the dangers which comes with the deliveries.
Kabanguluga alimi kabajana igoliva ibabola ku maternity kuzitumbuka iyi ila mulimo la uba pona alimwe abalo kuliba nasi nga mulimo mbobo bakambo jali kupeha
so tulalumba maningi ngande enyo mwatu yagira kutumbukira tuli kuti kunoli kuliva
amatoileti mwali mugati gusamba tunosamba monya wina tuwazo okutumbuka nyamuge musinza winka ku matoileti.
Costa Kimudenda, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
Now, financial institutions and mobile service providers have started marketing their services to social cash transfer beneficiaries in Chisamba District of Central Province ahead of the transition to digital payment. Take a look.
The Department of Social Welfare in Chisamba District is scheduled to transition from physical to a digital payment system of social cash transfer beneficiaries. The move is aimed at improving transparency in the disbursement of funds. Financial institutions and mobile service providers have since started marketing their services to beneficiaries.
Today we have Zamtel, we have Airtel and MTN. So as they talk to the beneficiaries on their services and products, the beneficiaries themselves will choose which network provider to be paid from. They will be receiving these monies direct, so there will be program integrity.
Beneficiaries of the social cash transfer say the development will increase the efficiency of the program.
Ejintu jabota maningi kamboga guti mbuli bamajembele bamadala ibalema ibatajigo higwenda ibajiswa jiniko bagwahiri akambo ayamali ani kubola direct pena ko batyani ko babede mu mafoni anjira ponya bapanga muzezo wa kuti bagagwa kuhe abagwahiri kambo ncho beni bantu bana bunji bali pengede
So inji mwatupaya kutuholera amafoni mebonda irumba maningi kamboga kuti mazubano kuli malwazi ma-COVID ishini kukola watandi wati so inokulundana kwa tubungana tubungwe kulachera.
Linda Mupemo, Zanis, in Chisamba.
The news continues. The Ministry of Community Development and Social Services has empowered several clubs in Ngawe District of Central Province with various types of equipment worth over 200,000 kwacha. Here are the details.
They have reason to celebrate as government, through the Ministry of Community Development, has procured these pieces of equipment for various women clubs in Ngawe District. The equipment has been procured using returns from beneficiaries of the food support program, from which the department collected over 400,000 kwacha.
In Ngawe, this is the first time we are witnessing a situation where the community buys equipment, the community empowers itself, the community is in the forefront in leading the fight against poverty. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, wants to develop every corner of the country, and that includes Ngawe.
The department explains the purpose of the program.
This program here, food security pack, when you get those farming inputs, yadatupela balia who are vulnerable but viable household farmers. Now kwata pakulima so that ngabasumbula, it will help them to have some capital, some income, and much more important, even some food to eat and take their children to school, not being taken hungry.
So they've increased the packs from the 300 we used to get, bakakuma 2,000 for 2,040 beneficiaries. Ewo tukwata pali inoshita. So tuletwa lo kutotela sana ku department yesu to the provincial and also kuliva director mukatutoteleleko. It has really changed the poverty levels of Ngawe district.
And the beneficiaries are keen to see more benefits from the program.
Kwa hivyo atotela sana kuliva president wesu wa hachilema againde mukupitira muntu ngulu chishabuteko bantu ififi tyachitikata tulafimonapo. This is our first time mukumonefya ifi kai tulototela kuma officers abali kuno ama community officers ba agriculture officers bonsa tyati tubombele chapamu amana bashitata abo bale pela food security packs ukubwa
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Ingabwe District, Central Province.
Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Paul Kabuswe says government remains committed to supporting women in mining. Mr. Kabuswe says there is need for women in the sector to be protected from sexual exploitation. Speaking in Lusaka at the International Conference on Great Lakes Region workshop on best practices for women and youth in mining, the minister added that government is in the process of formulating a mineral policy which will address challenges women and youth face in the sector. And the minister urged member states to effectively share best practices for women in mining, stating that they should focus heavily on implementation. Speaking at the same event, United Nations Special Envoy for Great Lakes Region, Huang Jie, in a speech read for him by Director of Political Affairs, Fatau Dieng, said it is important to put women and youths at the center of mining in the region. And member of Advisory Board for Women, Peace and Security for Great Lakes region, Liberata Mulamula, says women and youth have immense potential that can be used positively in the mining sector.
And when we talk about how that women are suffering from, sexual, issues, or sexual violence, or, intimidation and all that, it's because probably we are not structured properly. We need to do structures that will make sure that women or youths that are participating in mining are protected, because these are security issues. How are these mines protected? Do we have security wings around there, so that our women are protected, our women can do safe mining?
One of the strategy's 10 priorities is the inclusion, participation, and economic empowerment of youth and women. And the meaningful participation of women and youth, including in both the artisanal and industrial mining sector, thus remain critical to the region's stability.
What we have seen as a key problem has been the missing link between the supply chain of the natural resources and the benefits accrued from these minerals. So let me say, Honorable Minister, that we are here again to ensure that the strategic minerals can benefit, especially those at the bottom of the value chain.
And Chinese ambassador to Zambia, Du Shuangxu, has conferred with the Mchinga Province Minister Henry Sikazwe and shared the Chinese government plan to reactivate the Tanzania-Zambia Railway Tazara Company in Mchinga Province. Speaking when he paid a courtesy call on Mchinga Province Minister, Mr. Du stated that the reactivation of Tazara by China is an important initiative by the Chinese government in strengthening bilateral relations.
In a bid to strengthen bilateral ties between Zambia and China, the Chinese ambassador to Zambia was in Mchinga Province for these engagements. The ambassador, who paid a courtesy call on Mchinga Province Minister Henry Sikazwe, highlighted on the importance of strengthening the two countries' relationship in agriculture, mining and infrastructure development.
After this meeting, I will also visit Mpushi, this training school of Tanzania. That is also an instruction from His Excellency Mr. President between China, Tanzania and Zambia to reactivate Tanzania as a Tanzania corridor. So for the corridor, you need goods. The primary of the goods is mining and agriculture.
And Mchinga Province Minister Henry Sikazwe also reaffirmed government's commitment towards working with China.
Our appeal is that we continue this relationship, and we have to work together as sister countries. You have come at the right time. We are in October this year. we are having an expo, business expo.
The Chinese ambassador also took time to visit Senior Chief Nkula of the Bemba people of Chinsali.
We are open-minded as the Bemba Royal establishment to work with anyone that comes through government and also to foster development for our people in the region.
Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Chinsali, Mchinga Province.
And lastly, in our news, Chief Chitimbwa of the Lungu people in Mpulungu district, who died on Thursday last week, has been put to rest. And Northern Province Minister Leonard Mbao described the traditional leader as a gallant leader. Patrick Kawe reports from Mpulungu.
Northern Province Minister Leonard Mbao has represented government at the church service held in honor of late Chief Chitimbwa at his palace in Mpulungu district. Mr. Mbao described the late Chief Chitimbwa of the Lungu people as a unifier who worked with government to spearhead development in his chiefdom.
Chitimbwa na watu shinaligas. Chitimbwa walefa development. Walefa wamone ilalo mona tukwata malaiti. Wapies na tukwata malaiti muna Chitimbwa. Ni nshito ya kwa Edward. Okuwombesha.
The provincial minister, who conveyed a message of condolences to the royal establishment and the people in the chiefdom, said government is saddened at the death of Chief Chitimbwa.
Wakateka wachino chano icha Zambia walanda yonkwai twalileniko isebo kubantu bako Mpulungu abantu bako Chitimbwa kulanda yonkwai natupokwa ifumo iyo twalebomba bwino.
The local authority in Mpulungu was also present at the funeral service.
Edward ngeto mwatumfu abati bali apo okulanda umutende ewakosele umutende wakufwayo okuleta abantu pamo ukumfwana eto mwamwena na kanso apo bayingirira yabe atunguluke chine bantu kwalebo okubombera pamo n'abantu.
Asfet Siame is Seventh-day Adventist Church North Zambia field president.
Umufyashi ba Edward Chitimbwa bali abachefya.
And the Lungu Royal Establishment pledged to carry on with the legacy of Chief Chitimbwa, which is aimed at developing the chiefdom. Chief Chitimbwa died at the age of 50 after a short illness. Reporting for Zanis in Mpulungu district, I am Patrick Kabwe.
As we end the news, here's a reminder of the top stories. Government impressed with sexual gender-based violence response committees. ZNS Zambia Correctional Services to cushion mealie meal prices. 53rd National Jets Fair opens in Osaka. And 3 maternity annexes constructed in Choma. That's all we had on the news. On behalf of the entire production team, this has been Amos Zulu, and enjoy the rest of the programming. Bye for now.